Alright, good morning guys. So welcome back to this van conversion, and today we're going to be doing our window frame. So at least we're going to be doing the kitchen window frame, because the front window frame on the sliding door and this window frame are going to be completely different. So this is the space that we have to work with. So cameraman, come over. What we have here is we need to install extra framing along these masking tape lines, so we have somewhere to actually put our window frame box. Or in this case it's a three-sided box, because we already have our kitchen counter finishing the windowsill here. So the past few days I've been sort of tearing my hair out trying to determine the shape of the windowsill, because I don't want like random pieces of black trim, you know, that black trim around the window on the glass. I don't want it to be like showing weirdly, you know. I want it to show kind of in a more uniform fashion. So we have to do something about the corners, but like at least for the semi-straight lengths, I wanted to basically go along a certain diagonal axis. But figuring that out has proven to be a bit of a bother. So, as you can see, I have attempted masking tape, I have attempted cardboard, I have measured the window at 5 centimeter increments to try and get the right shape. But the fourth or fifth, I have no idea anymore, thing that I did was I got this semi-translucent material, and I overlaid it onto the window, so you can see the black line through this. So I arranged it down to the line that I wanted, and then tried to match the other sides with it. And then with the power of masking tape, which failed miserably, I tried to trace this, but nothing will stick to the window. Eventually I managed to trace a rough line, and that gave me the shape of our window. So because this framing is gonna have lap joints, they're gonna basically go flush with each other, but right now we haven't cut them. First we need to find where to make the cut. Okay, that looks pretty accurate.
Yeah, and the only corner that's exposed is this upper right one.
We're gonna have to do something about that corner, but I think we'll do that one after the fact. Alright, so we're gonna be cutting a lap joint in our framing, and the reason for that is, so we need to mount one of them here, and then we need our verticals to basically cross its path. So because obviously we need to reach where our metal is, we want to reach here, below the counter, and then this one needs to be attached on here and right here. I don't know whether you can see that though. Right, so to cut these lap joints, we can either attempt to use a table saw. However, we don't actually have a straight edge, because these lines are ever so slightly diagonal. We're gonna attempt to do it with this, was it a hacksaw? I can never remember. But this saw and some Forstner bits. So let's see how that works. So now we just need to double check for the last time our level. So this is a 6mm MDF plank.
Not what we're actually going to use, but it's the thickness of it.
So that's the framing, that's the 6mm, and then we're trying to get those dots to show the same way as we're aiming for in the counter there, without actually revealing the black line there. You see that? So trying to get that balance there.
Okay, so that is it in straight. So we're going to have to bend the ply like that.
Ooh.
I mean, good thing ply's bendy, but we're going to have to clamp that because the wood glue's going to have to hold that. Oh, we never dry tested the MDF.
That's too far. We've got to dry fit this side.
Alright, let's go and fix it.
Alright, nothing ever happened.
Just ignore this. See, it didn't happen.
Nothing. Nothing. Right, so the planks are in. Now they should fit properly along the straightest part of over black lines. Now, however, I was thinking that this now is bouncing a bit less than it did before, but it's still quite a long length that's of quite thin ply. So I was thinking, what if we put a dampener leg? So I've got this little piece of ply, and I was thinking, what if we slide it here, and obviously put sealant on it so it doesn't fall, and that makes this a lot more secure. So that way, if something catches it, or we do put a bit more load on it for some reason, then that's going to be ever so slightly stronger. And I'm not talking about that much more load, but you know, a plant pot. So we're going to use the same sealant that we actually used to attach the window. So it's this glazing sealant. Yeah. So I don't want this on my window, so I need to kind of push that up. Okay. Lunch. Salmon. Let's go.
So we're going to have a piece of wood going from here to the window, but we need to make sure we get that piece of wood the right length because the depth changes. So we're going to be measuring down in 5cm increments and measuring the depth change along this, because now this is in, we can use this as an anchor point to measure to the window. 6.9, 7.1, 7.3, 7.5, 7.7, 7.9, 8, 8.1, 8.2, 8.2, 8.1, 8.1.
That is the shape of a Sprinter back window, guys. Woohoo! So after all of that measuring, we need 3 planks of 82 by 565, 96 by 565, 84 by 975.
Let's go cut up some wood.
Okay, so one more thing that we have to do before we actually start sticking and screwing these on is, I was thinking, so because the only place that we're attaching this to is this frame, so like this, okay, right, so there's actually nothing stopping this from, like, if the vibrations of the van travel through this might be bouncing or something. Obviously right now, if I properly hold it, there's barely anything in it. So I was thinking, if we stick little feet strategically positioned down the back of this, and that'll be there. I was thinking we can use some glazing sealant to just bloop, stick it, and that will act as a dampener, and that way it's attached on both sides. So I was thinking, little feet.
So for this job, we're going to need wood glue, screws, and glazing sealant. 3 different methods of attaching things to other things, and we need all 3. Wood glue along the front to stick up there, and glazing sealant on the back, so this part to stick to the window.
You know what's annoying?
What?
It's dark outside.
Yeah.
So I can't see the line anymore. Ah, I'm dripping glue.
Okay, flip.
pain.
Okay, let's screw this in.
Good morning, everybody. So this is the result from last night's work. Let me give you a close-up because you cannot tell a thing. So we put some wood fill on the screws. We're gonna sand it down a little bit, and I was thinking of doing another coat because you see how it's sagged a little bit in the screw. So we're just gonna even that out, and we're gonna sand it, and then we're gonna paint.
But the feet have held well, it looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to put a little bit of pressure there, and it doesn't seem to move.
Does it go up?
In the parts where there's feet, no.
So because nobody cuts straight, we do have a small gap between the window and the wood for the frame. So we thought that we'll try to use this thing. It is called wood flooring sealant, blah blah blah. Essentially, I was thinking, hey, what if there's like a like silicone, like in the bathroom to cover the edges? You use silicone, and I was thinking, well, is there something similar that you could use for wood? So we looked up, and Screwfix had this. So we went to get it, and we're just running a few tests now and to see whether it is what we thought it is, and I think it is. So what we're doing is we're gonna try and cover the edges. So basically neaten up the edges so they don't look like they've been cut by a troll or something.
Excuse me?
You said that you cut them. Alright, so that looks quite neat to me. I mean, it kind of almost seems seamless. So I think we can carry on. I can easily remove any smudges here. Just need a good window clean. So this is a result of the sealant that we used, and honestly, I'm pleasantly surprised. That is really neat. And I'm also experimenting with the corners. Obviously that sealant is like on the glass, like on the black trim and on the glass, so I don't know how durable it is, but I'm gonna test it out and see how long it holds. Okie dokie, so we are about ready to prime and paint. So I'm gonna be priming the ply, because this is very thin plywood, it's only 6 mil. It's actually quite important to prime the ply so when we do painted, it doesn't like start warping, too much. And also it's near the window, there's higher chance of condensation there, no matter what we do, so the plywood may start getting wet. So I'm kind of using whatever we have. So here I have some gesso or whatever primer. It's usually used for canvases, acrylic paint, and like oils and stuff, because it's out of my artist box. That's the primer I have, but essentially it can be used on hardwood, plywood, plasterboard, canvas, MDF, so the whole range, and it creates a water resistant surface. I like digital painting, you pick a color, you click, and it's there. A lot less messy. See, I don't mind like doing paintings, just house painting, it's not my forte. Also, another thing we're gonna do is we're gonna also prime the back of this, the back of the ply, so the part that's not visible, and that's because, as I said, this is very thin. So now this is gonna try and warp it this way. We're gonna basically try and level it out. Right, so while Sam is going to edit this video, I have to finish this video. So I'm gonna do the first coat of paint because the primer, I believe, has dried. So that is done. The first window frame is in and it's looking so cool. it's really making this little corner much more cozy. I mean, I know there's lots of framing around and, you know, so you can still see the skeleton, but just use your imagination. Every single thing just makes it a little bit more homely. And this one, I really like how this turned out. Oh, obviously, this edge is going to be hidden eventually. You know, and as a final touch, we did stuff insulation in these open cavities, because after they're cladded, there would have just been air gaps. And we thought, no need to let more heat out than necessary. So yeah, we've stuffed them full of insulation, and that eventually is going to be cladded over. So it's currently Saturday, it's 9:20, and if our scheduling gets any worse, next time you'll be having a live video, because this video is supposed to be up at 5 o'clock today. So subscribe for this seemingly very up-to-date van conversion. So yeah, what are we doing next week? Cladding or another window sill? Who
Probably
knows?
back doors.
I think we're gonna maybe clad the back doors. There's gonna be a wall in the van. That's so exciting.
You can already see the black fabric spoiler behind you.
Shh. I was trying to get ahead.